Hi, I'm Yonisa Foster, a business speaker and advisor, and today I'm going to give you a few tips on how to make business decisions when you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed. When you feel your mind racing and it seems as if you can't hold on to a single thought long enough to think it through, make a decision and get things done, you're not broken, you're not weak, you are not a failure. Your brain is simply feeling overwhelmed with the amount of things that it's trying to remind you of and trying to hold on to. So here's what I do when I feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities of owning and running a company. The first thing I do is take a really, really deep breath and hold it in for as long as possible and then let it out slowly. It sounds silly and it definitely doesn't solve any of the problems, but it does signal to our nervous systems that it needs to switch from fight or flight mode to logical thinking mode. The next thing I do is list everything I'm worried about. Not a list of things I need to do, but a list of things I'm worried about. When you're making this list, you will most probably still feel anxious and overwhelmed, same as I do, but that's okay because it's just the start of the process. Next, go through each item on the list and ask yourself what you can do about it. Rather than thinking about it in formal business terms, keep it really simple. In business, the basic things we can change is what the business does, how it gets it done, who does it, how much it costs, and for how much it sells. There are, of course, many more complexities to consider, but to deal with feelings of overwhelm, you need to keep things as simple as possible at the start. Next, have a look at the answers that you wrote down and decide what you are going to do first. We very often already know what we should be doing and how we should be doing it, but feeling overwhelmed robs us of the confidence and the faith that we actually can get it done. And then the hard part starts. It's not enough to just have a list. It's not enough to just have a plan. You have to implement one solution at a time as soon as possible until every task you've identified for yourself is complete. Now, at this stage, it's very important to keep things simple and to just start somewhere. Do the first thing you know how, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and so on. It takes pure discipline. Your mind will most probably keep reminding you on all of the things you need to worry about. So what you do then, if it's not on the list, add it. If it's already on the list, don't spend time and effort worrying about it. Rather spend the time and the effort working at it. Somewhere during the process, a sense of control and confidence often returns. And this makes it easier to continue working through the list of solutions you've written down because your motivation is a little bit higher then. Remember, it's not just enough to have the list. You actually have to do all the things you decided to do if you want to avoid feeling overwhelmed by the same things later. You don't need to be crystal clear on how you're going to solve a problem before you start solving it. Know what you want to change and be flexible about how you're going to get to that changed state. Make sure that your solution will not harm yourself or others and start implementing your solution and review it every so often to see if it has the desired result. If it doesn't, make small adjustments and just keep on going through your list. And above all, remember that you can get everything done, just not all at the same time.